You purchase your home for $295,000. You obtain a 30-year conventional mortgage at a rate of 6.75% after paying a down payment of 25% of the purchase price. Of the first month's payment, how much is interest and how much was applied towards principal? Again, this is what the question would say in the textbook or in WebAssign. But the question is, how do we answer that? Well, to answer that question, we have many steps, so I've broken it down for you in the following order. You might want to put this on the note card because on the note or on the test it won't have parts A, B, C, D, etc. It'll just be this question and you have to work through all of these on your own. So I suggest writing that process down. First thing again, we're going to calculate that down payment, which you always do the percentage times the sale price. So the percentage is 25%. As a decimal, that's 0.25. The sale price of the home was $295,000. So that means we have a down payment of, I'm getting $73,750. Now that we know the down payment, we could find out what our mortgage amount was. To find out that mortgage amount, you always do the sale price minus the down payment. The sale price was $295,000. The down payment was $73,750. This gives me a mortgage value of $221,250. So that's how much this person has to borrow after putting $73,750 down. Again, this person would have fees on top of this, loan origination fees. They'd have points that they'd probably pay, closing costs, but that's not what we're looking at in this problem, so don't worry about that right now. Now we need to find that monthly payment. That monthly payment tells me n equals 12. Again, let's go up here. My interest rate is 6.75%, or 0.0675. This is a 30-year mortgage, so T equals 30. And then we want to concentrate on this one. Let's write this formula down. The PMT equals A times R over N, all over 1 minus 1 plus R over N raised to the negative NT. That's our formula. And again, the most important thing here is note that A is the loan amount, not the sale price of the home. So let's go ahead and plug those numbers into the formula and see what we get on the calculator. I'm getting $221,250. The loan amount, R, was 0.0675 monthly, so divided by 12. 1 minus 1 plus 0.0675 divided by 12, all raised to the negative 12 times 30. Put that into your calculator carefully and let's see what you get. I'm getting a monthly payment of, rounding to the nearest cent, $1,435.02. So this person's going to pay that amount, the $1,435.02, every single month for 12 months a year for 30 years. Okay, so it says how much the first payment went towards interest. So again, to calculate interest, I'm going to use I equals PRT. P here is the loan amount, the total loan amount, which was $221,250. R here is the interest rate, which was 0.0675. T here is 1 month, so we're going to use 1/12. So the amount of the first payment that has to go towards interest, I'm getting a total of $1,244.53. So that answered the first part of the question, how much of it went towards interest. The question then becomes, of that payment that you made, how much did you actually pay towards your home? So that monthly payment was, so how do I calculate principal? To calculate the principal, I'm going to do the payment minus the amount that went towards interest. I paid $1,435.02. The amount that went towards interest was $1,244.53. This gives me a whopping total of my $1,400 payment, a whopping $190.49 went towards my mortgage. Absolutely disgusting how much of your first payments go towards interest and what small percent of it or small part of it goes towards your actual principal, the amount that you owe. So, what do I want you guys to realize? Here's what I want you to realize. This is one of the most important facts, one of the most important tips that I could tell you to do for your thing if you have a mortgage. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about this. What if you had a $1,000 mortgage? If you had a $1,000 mortgage? So what you're used to doing is paying $1,000 once a month. Here's what I'm going to tell you to do. Instead, most of you get paid bi-weekly. So what would I like you to do? I would say, and this is $1,000 per month. What I want you to do instead is I want you to pay $500 every 2 weeks. When you do $500 every 2 weeks, essentially what you're still doing is paying $1,000 a month. So rather than paying $1,000 once a month, you're paying $500 every 2 weeks. So why would you do this? Well, if you look at it and you pay $1,000 a month, the total that you would pay in a year would be $12,000. Whereas if you paid $500 every 2 weeks, there's 52 weeks in a month, so you'd be making 26 payments, and 500 times 26 would be a total of $13,000. So what's happening? If you pay it every 2 weeks, you don't notice the difference. You're still pulling $500 out of every check, which is what you've been used to be doing anyways. You actually pay more money. So what happens with that extra $1,000? That extra $1,000 goes straight towards the principal of your mortgage. What else happens? Every single time you make a payment, they have to readjust interest. So we've been doing interest as 1/12 every single time. But the second you make a payment every 2 weeks, they have to recalculate the interest. So you would actually be paying interest for half a month, and then you'd have to recalculate the principal and pay that new interest amount, which would be lower, for the second half of the month. So not only are you paying more towards principal, you're paying less towards interest if you make payments every 2 weeks. Again, to you, this is absolutely no different. You're used to paying $1,000 a month, which means you'd save about $500 out of every paycheck. Well, what I'm saying is instead of saving that money, just directly pay it every 2 weeks, pay that $500 to your bank. What's that going to do? Well, if you had a 30-year loan, just doing this, paying half the payment every 2 weeks, make half the payment every 2 weeks, what's going to happen? That 30-year loan is going to be paid off in about half the time, in about 17 and a half years. So this is why I was telling you to get a 30-year loan instead of a 15-year loan, is because with a 30-year loan, you could still pay it off in approximately 15 years, but your payments would be significantly less. The idea is you're paying more towards principal, so less towards interest. This is your best deal by far. So do this with your credit cards too. Also makes a huge difference. If you pay $1,000 a month towards your credit card, pay $500 every 2 weeks instead, you're going to pay off that credit card significantly faster and have significantly smaller finance charges. Pay half as much every 2 weeks. Absolutely key to your success.